What's up, everybody? Tuboverse TV here today. And many Xbox gamers are wondering why is Persona 5 Strikers not becoming on? Why is it not coming to the Xbox Series X or Xbox One platform? This is definitely a very bizarre thing as we see here. Atlas has, I don't know why, but it's like these Persona games don't come on Xbox for whatever reason. We have seen several Persona games on PlayStation, primarily on a PlayStation platform, but there have been a few games that have been on a Nintendo platform before. Like except for like the Persona Q series is on like the 3DS. So we have seen Persona games on the Nintendo platforms and the Shin Megami games as well. They have been on the Nintendo platforms, but that was avoid the Xbox system for some reason. First I thought it was like some type of exclusivity deal with Sony, but that doesn't make sense because these games are also on Nintendo as well with some of those games, and they even have the Joker character on Super Smash Bros. So it seems like Atlas has a good relationship with the Japanese studios, Japanese developers, like different Japanese companies like Nintendo, but and Sony, but they don't have a relationship with Xbox for whatever reason. It's like we have seen other games, like Yakuza games are finally getting games on Xbox. Like we just had like the whole Yakuza, pretty much the whole Yakuza collection on Xbox pretty much right now. And we also have the Kingdom Hearts games, which just came to Xbox fairly recently. So we've seen a lot of Japanese games coming to Xbox, but it's like there's one company, Atlas, with these Persona games that are not coming to Xbox, which is very bizarre. So let's read this guy's original post. He says, Tecmo and Atlas once again leave Xbox out of releasing Persona 5 Strikers on PS4, Switch, and PC. Dear Phil, it's time to make Atlas and most of Tecmo games release on Xbox too. I am disappointed as all I own is an Xbox One, but have beaten many Persona games in the past when I have had a PlayStation consoles. So that's very disappointing if you are a fan of these games. You can't play these games because you only have an Xbox. And it's just like bizarre at this point. Like at this point in the game, like these games aren't coming on Xbox. Yeah, so it's definitely interesting right here. But me personally, I have a PS5 and I still have my PS4 Pro, so I can play this game. And I have a Nintendo Switch as well, so I can play this game. But that sucks. If I only want to play on Xbox, I couldn't play this game, so that would suck. So I just want to see these responses, see how people are figuring out their reasons why this is happening. It's better to focus on Persona 5 Royal first. It makes no sense for it to be on Switch either since Persona 5 isn't on it. If we get Persona 5, I have no doubt Strikers will come soon after. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me why it's on Switch. I guess it kind of makes somewhat sense because we got Joker and Smash Brothers once again. If we get Persona 5, then yeah, it's like no brainer that the Strikers is going to come soon after. So I agree with that last part, but yeah. This next post, yeah, I don't get the hate when it comes to Persona. They're actively avoiding Xbox at this point. Are they purposely avoiding Xbox? That would be kind of weird if they are just purposely avoiding Xbox. Because, like, why is it not on the Xbox platform right now? That's definitely weird. I actually hate that Persona 5 Strikers is coming to Switch and PC. It's coming to Switch and PC. Oh, so it's coming to PC as well, too? Wow. It's literally just not on Xbox. It's coming to PC as well. That's crazy. It's absolutely insane that they're releasing a sequel to extremely spoiler-heavy game on other platforms without doing the original story first. They really should release Persona 5 and Royal on Switch, PC, and Xbox for the sequel. It's really frustrating to me. That's why I'm upset. It's coming to all consoles except Xbox One, with it being on Switch, and Xbox should have been too. I mean, it's not an exclusive. All you have to do is port it from PS4 to Xbox One. Yeah, is Persona 5 an exclusive? I don't think that's really. Well, I guess Persona 5 is a PS4 exclusive, but that don't make sense. So Persona 5 is a PS4 exclusive, while Strikers, which is not an exclusive, hey, it's just weird. If they're gonna make it exclusive, just keep it exclusive all around. But they have the Persona Strikers on every other platform but Xbox. It's very bizarre. So I don't know what type of relationship Sony and this Atlas studio has, but it's just weird. Sweet, I'll be playing on both PS5 and PC. Yeah, you think if it got a Switch release, it'd be on Xbox? Probably money to keep it off X. So you think Sony probably spent money to keep it off Xbox? That would be kind of dirty, but it's like I guess. Look, as a multi-console owner, you have to know what you're getting into when you get an Xbox, and especially a Switch. At this point, you simply can't have only an Xbox and expect to play all 30-party games, especially Japanese games, and vice versa. I can't only have a PS4/5 and expect others to put their games on Sony consoles at this point. Buy the proper consoles for the games you want, or you're gonna have to buy more than one console. Yep, a PS5 plus PC plus Switch is the best way to cover all your bases, in my honest opinion. Yeah, you are right. I do miss my PS4, but I try my best not to enjoy my Xbox. But even though all of that is true, it doesn't change the fact that this game is on everything else but Xbox left out. Persona 5 was never on PC or Switch, so that's already odd if you're going to play Strikers without knowing the backstories. Yeah, you kind of need to play Persona 5 before you play this new one. So it's a little odd there. There's definitely some weird moves they're making because the Switch owners and PC owners haven't played Persona 5 unless they had a PS4. So they're going to the story brand new. Don't know what the story is about. So that's definitely this is some weird moves. I'm just gonna be completely honest. This is just some weird moves right here. They're making like Persona 5 Strikers, the sequel, somewhat of a sequel, not really. But it takes place after Persona 5, so to say. And they're putting this on the different platforms, which other platforms have not had the base game, Persona 5. So it's just weird. It's just very odd right here. Xbox being left out on most third-party Japanese games is nothing new. It's gotten a little better, but recently, as Xbox is getting games like Tales of Arise, an anime game with the psychic stuff. I think he's talking about Scarlet Nexus. I think that's what he's talking about. Demon Slayer is OTW. I don't know what OTW means. And a few others I can't recall, but if you only own an Xbox, you have to accept you're going to miss out on 90% of the Eastern games, even ones that make no sense to skip Xbox, like Persona games. If all these games came to Xbox, there would be little reason to buy a PlayStation, in my opinion, but the Xbox fans base. It's mostly to blame because it's filled with nothing but FPS and sports game casuals. I'm sure Japanese devs and Phil is not going to waste too much time, the money on bringing a game to Xbox. They know in advance it will sell like crap because you can't snipe people from behind cover. So he's using that same entire narrative, that narrative that Xbox is only like a shooter box that we heard like during the 360 generation. It's like it's been like 2 generations since then, bro. It's like it's evolved past that point. We get so many. This, like I said, they just like I said earlier in this video, they released the Yakuza games, the Final Fantasy games, the what else? Yakuza, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts games. Those all have been on Xbox now. So they're getting past the point that Tales of Arise games come on Xbox. Xbox even had an exclusive Tales of Vesperia game on 360. So they're trying to increase the Japanese support for Xbox. So why did you buy an Xbox while you want to play our Weeaboo games? Keep the Weeaboo games in the Weeaboo consoles. Like that's ridiculous. Perfect example why Xbox can have nice things. I'm sure you're excited for the next Call of Duty. Like, yeah, it's obvious there's people on Xbox who want to play Japanese games. That's just silly to believe, not to believe that. It's just silly. Of course, we want to play these Japanese games. Um, but Sony is making a point like to keep these games exclusive. Like I think like the Final Fantasy VII remake, Sony paid them to make that exclusive to their system. They're gonna release it on Xbox, but Sony paid them. So it's kind of like a partnership with Sony going on with these Japanese games too. It's just like they want to keep these games off the Xbox. So you got that to factor in as well. The Sony's keeping these games off the Xbox too. Like they paying these companies to keep it off the Xbox. Like you got the Final Fantasy game. You got Final Fantasy, the newest one that's coming out. Was it 16? 16 is coming out. I think that's gonna be. I don't know if that's gonna be a time exclusive or a permanent exclusive, but that game's gonna be exclusive to PlayStation as well. So yeah, you do got to factor in that Sony is paying to keep these certain games, these Japanese games, off the Xbox. I would actually pick up a Switch over a PlayStation these days. The PlayStation is moving closer and closer to becoming a Western company and leaving its Japanese roots behind. Not to mention they are censoring almost every anime and Japanese game under the sun these days. Water, Water Switch, you get the complete. Oh, okay, so Switch, you get the complete uncensored edition. Okay. Why are Xbox fans the only people who want those games on their consoles? This is a minority. This dude is a minority. Most people want as many games as possible on their console. This is just this one guy. It's like these guys who just want to play only Call of Duty and like these shooter games. It's like it's obvious that the Xbox fan base wants to play a lot of these Japanese games. That's why they put those like the Yakuza, Nier, Dragon Quest. Like yeah, so it's like they put a lot of Japanese support on the Xbox recently. So Nier Automata sold more than Persona 5. You're just paranoid. Xbox gamers don't want Persona games. All they care about is cookie cutter shooters like Halo. Why do you keep saying this, bro? I keep saying this. Ask Phil about a company for you. Yeah, I do sense of butthurt from Phil Spencer about a Bethesda acquisition. I do sense of butthurt when these comments. Either way, it's like if you want to play these games, it sucks. But you're gonna have to buy multiple consoles at this point. You're gonna have to buy a different console. You're gonna have to buy a PlayStation or a Switch if you're gonna play this game. But then again, if the first person who made the post, like, how did you not have a play? Well, I guess he did have PlayStation before. He did say he had a PS4 before, but I guess he sold it or something. So yeah. So I'm gonna conclude the video right here. These are people giving their thoughts about why this hasn't been on the Xbox, why it's on every platform but the Xbox. That seems like a little odd, very odd. So let everyone know your comments down below. Leave a like if you like this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.